Morning everyone. Kiss Keto by Keto Cat. I've rebranded this week and I'll explain that in a little while. I'm getting weight today. It was a Saturday, week 1. I'm changing it to a Friday because the house is quieter and it gives me a better chance to do these videos while it's nice and quiet. It's very busy on a Saturday, people coming and going. So 13-day update on my second week. I started at 196.25. I lost 6.25 pounds last week. This week, in 6 days, I've lost 4 pounds. So altogether, I've lost 10.25 pounds in 13 days. So, you know, that is fabulous. I'm really pleased with that. And that's combined diet and exercise. I found it much harder this week. Really hard. And it's not the diet. I haven't found the food hard. I haven't found the exercise hard. It's all about my headspace this week. A lot of it is because all my old foods are around. I live in a house with 3 men, my husband and my 2 sons. The youngest is 18, the oldest is 23, and they're not doing keto. They're not interested. I think I've joined some sort of cult. Keep saying, what's this cult you're in, Mum? This keto club. So everything's around, all my old foods are still here, I'm still cooking for them. I can adapt, I can do, so for example, spicy mince, I'll make the cheese tacos that I mentioned last week, they can have them with wraps, so I can still do food that we're all having, but it is so much harder. Friday night, we call it DIY night, where they do their own tea, I get mum's night off, and they all have a takeaway. And last weekend I sat next to my husband and he was eating hash browns and onion rings and pizza, and I ended up nibbling a bit of his hash brown, just the corner, just let me have a little corner. And then I thought, why have I done that? So my plan for tonight, Friday night, is to go for a walk while they're all having the takeaway. So I'm just out of the way and the temptation's not there for me, because it is so hard to say no, especially at the beginning when, you know, you get those really big carb cravings, so you've got to learn to deal with them. So my way of dealing with them is to keep busy. Just going to keep myself busy, keep myself out of the way and not be there for the temptation. So it's a little bit all about the headspace this week and toning out that noise and trying to stay focused, and I really want to do it, and I've got to learn to deal with these different situations. And I know I'm not on my own, you know, we're not overweight for no reason, it's because we can't resist, so I'm not on my own, and I'm finding that the keto community is a really big support. I've got to look for my support externally from the family, because although everybody supports me doing it, my temptations are still around. Like, for example, in a minute I'm going to go and bake some chocolate muffins for everybody, and you know, I won't be eating them, but I'm going to make them for them, because why should they have different you know, food from what they used to, because I'm on a diet. And I must stop referring to it as a diet. It's a lifestyle, not a diet. It's forever. It's not just short term. So positives, non-scale wins this week. My energy is still great. I've got loads and loads of energy. I think I'm having really good quality sleep. I'm having some very weird dreams. I dreamt my neighbour had a caravan and they were running an NHS clinic from the caravan on the drive. How strange is that? My energy is great. I am waking up very early in the morning and I'm wide awake when I wake up. But sometimes when it's 5 AM, I think it's a little bit too early to get up. Clarity of thought, and my skin feels absolutely fantastic. It feels, I can't say tight, but smooth. Obviously I'm drinking loads of water, but yeah, they're my non-scale wins this week. I found a website. I've been looking at keto recipes and I shouldn't have done it really, because I find it very hard to resist if I've made something that I really enjoy. So I found this recipe and it was like little chocolate, really dark chocolate with nut bars, you know, all allowed on keto. It was melted dark chocolate, 95% dark chocolate, teaspoon of coconut oil, and then crushed up nuts. Melt it all, put it in a tray, cut it into 9 squares. I can do that, 9 squares, that's 9 treats. I made them. This is the size of a square. Look how tiny that is. I can't eat one of them. I want to eat all 9. One of those was 2.5 grams of net carbs, 27 grams of fat, and that's a quarter of my daily allowance. 7 grams of protein and 287 calories for that tiny, tiny square. And when I know they're in the fridge, I can't have one. So what I've learned this week is to do what I did on week 1, which was basically go cold turkey. I cut out all the rubbish and I just focused on my meals, my lunch and my dinner, and kept it simple. And this week I've been looking for doing different things like recipes, like I've made those, and I've learned that I can't say no. I know that from my history. And if they're there, they've got that voice in my head saying, go on, just have one more. One more's okay. You allow the fat, you allow the protein, and it's using up too much of my allowance, and I want to focus on the core foods. So I've rebranded. That's why I've rebranded this week, because I've realised for me, I need to keep it super simple. I need to focus on the simple foods, not baking stuff, because I'm not in a place where I can resist at the moment. So even if I made a keto cake, I wouldn't want one piece. I couldn't cope with having one piece. So keeping it super simple to start off with. And I'm going to keep those treats, and I know they're all one. They may work for other people, but they don't work for me. So I'm going to keep those for the future. When I'm getting to maintenance, when I'm got my weight loss off, I need to focus on losing the weight. And by making things like that, I can't. So that's what I've learned this week. What I have done, and I did it on week 1 actually, is if I feel like something after dinner, because what I do find is because it's high fat diet, that I can taste the fat after I've finished eating. There's sort of almost a greasy taste in my mouth. Even if it's just avocados and eggs on toast, I can taste it. I've been having jelly, just sugar-free jelly. Now I know they haven't got the really good sugars, they've got the sweeteners in them, but half a pint of sugar-free jelly is just 1 gram of net carbs, 3 grams of protein and 14 calories. And if you compare that to that half a pint of jelly to a tiny, tiny square, it's much more filling. But I find it cleans my palate as well. I feel like my mouth's been refreshed, so that's what I'm going to focus on. I've got to give a shout out. I found, and if you've not found it, a keto community called Keto Fitness Club. Absolutely fantastic community, loads and loads of support. Great recipes on there if you're really not sure how to accommodate the family into your meal plan. You know, there are things you can do on there. But there's a couple of people that I want to mention because I haven't got support in the house. I'm doing it on my own. You know, I put a shout out on there and people said, yeah, I'll do it with you, you know, we'll support each other. So I want to mention, I'll have to put my glasses on, I can't read. Terrible without my glasses. Sian Underwood, Nikki Timms, Kathy Wilton, Denise Gee and Diane Keane, who all said, yes, we'd really like support. You know, I asked, does somebody want to buddy up really? So, hello girls. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. And we all need to just keep supporting each other. That's a fantastic community. So if you haven't found it, go and join it. It's on Facebook. You know, we can all do it together. So week 3, my plans for next week are just going back to basics, to going back to what I did in week 1, which was focusing on my lunch and my dinner and no snacks, nothing in between. Just focus out the noise, because that head noise is where I'm going to fail. I've never made it when I tried keto in the past to the end of week 3. So my real focus is my headspace this week and motivate. And then the weight loss is a massive motivator to keep that motivation going. I have exercised this week. I've been out on the bike and I gave myself a target of 30 miles over the week. Monday we went and did 12.5 miles. I say we, it's my friend Angela, and it was windy and it was hard. And it was okay going. When we turned around to come home, the wind was in our face and I was absolutely drained, and it put me off. I just felt so exhausted. So I'm going to focus on, I went for a bike ride Wednesday, it's Friday, Wednesday, and I felt fine. I didn't overdo it. We went a less shorter distance, but I've given myself a target of 30 miles and I'm going out today and I'll meet that 30 miles. So to stay focused on exercise, and I do it every other day, and then the day in between I just go for a long walk at night. Where night time after tea, after dinner, it's tea up north by the way, but after dinner I usually sit down, we watch TV, usually every night, it's Corrie and Emmerdale before lockdown. And then I'd be, oh, I fancy something, what shall I have? I'll go and get a packet of crisps, and I'd have 2 packets of crisps, you know, across. So what I've been doing is, rather than sitting down and watching TV, I've been going for a walk, just to make sure that I'm not slipping into my old ways. I need to deal with how to sit down and relax without eating, but at the moment I just want to weight off. So I'm just keeping myself busy, and I think that's my target, is stay focused, keep myself busy, keep up the exercise. And that's my target for this week. So good luck to everybody, to all those that I've mentioned that are on the Keto Fitness Club, and anybody else really, just, you know, stay focused, tune out the noise, and focus on your goal. And I'll catch up with you next week. Bye bye.